Welcome back, sports fans, to another record-breaking edition of Sports Talk is McKimmy. And, of course, we got so much to talk about. We got the Arkansas Tornadoes. We got the NBA. We got everything to talk about. But, of course, coming up this weekend, Super Bowl Sunday, the Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos for the National Football League Championship. Going to be just an incredible game. To me, Mike, it's really old versus new. We're talking the new era quarterback, Cam Newton. He can do it all. He can run the ball. He can pass the ball. The ultra athlete versus what many people consider the greatest quarterback in the history of the NFL, Peyton Manning, trying to win a championship for the Denver Broncos. It's going to be just an epic battle, Mike.
It is going to be old versus new, Dave, and you have to know that. Well, he has to know. Peyton Manning has got to know that there are viewers out there that are, pulling for him. It's widely thought that this is going to be his last football game, and what a beautiful ending it would be to his storied career. To end it with a Super Bowl victory, a la John Elway, his predecessor as a Bronco.
Well, Mike, I really think Peyton Manning, he wants to get that second ring. Of course, he's got one ring. He really wants to get to two. This is his fourth Super Bowl. This is his second one with the Denver Broncos. But to me, when we're talking who's going to win the game, to me, if I was to bet money, and, I don't place any money bets based on my, opinion here, but if I was to place money, I would probably go right now with the Carolina Panthers. But, if I was just, wanting someone to win, I would love to see Peyton Manning come in and win a Super Bowl. I mean, it's been such a tough year for him, Mike. We're talking, from 9 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. His worst years statistically by far. Then we're also talking about the PED allegations that was thrown against him. Questions of, was he even going to be the starting quarterback each week? Can he get them this win in the playoffs? So much doubt on Peyton Manning this year. And, he's been really helped out by that Denver Bronco defense that is awesome. But, man, I would love to see him cap what is one of the most incredible careers of all time with a Super Bowl victory, and then to leave the game very Elway-esque like his predecessor, John Elway.
It would be a storybook ending. I don't think it's going to be the ending, as you alluded to, and apparently either does Las Vegas. The Panthers are 6-point favorites at this point, and I'm not a betting man either. But if you're a Broncos fan, the first thing you would want me to do would be to bet on the Panthers. Not the luckiest guy in the old casino. But anyway, I'd throw down my money if I had any money to throw down. I'd put it on the Panthers. I think this is their time. Their defense is electric. Their offense is efficient on the ground. Cam Newton has grown to the point where he looks to pass first and run second, or he can run off the zone read. And how can you not just pull for this team if you watch them? Just watching them, I almost want them to score just so I can see a little kid get a football. It's one of the best moments this year to me is when Jonathan, the running back, Jonathan, I forgot his name, but the running back for the Panthers scored a touchdown against Seattle and gave the football to the little girl, and she was excited. That was my favorite moment, really, so far in the playoffs. And So I just kind of like this team. I didn't even like Cam Newton when he was at Auburn. But he has matured. He can throw the ball on a line 50, 60 yards down the field with men on him, leaning backwards. I mean, he is such a gifted athlete. And then he can beat you with his feet, too. I don't think that Denver can score enough points to make up for even the 14, 16, or 21 or 23 points that Carolina could put up. And I'm telling you, Dave, I think that Carolina could easily just run away from the Broncos if the Broncos don't put some points on the board pretty early like they have in the last 2 games in the NFC.
Well, Mike, and, we talked about, this is Peyton Manning's second Super Bowl since he's come to Denver, and my gut is telling me it's going to be like his first Super Bowl. Of course, when the Broncos played Seattle, the game was basically over about 10 minutes in. It was just a total domination. I think the Panthers are going to be, they have the ability to turn it into a blowout quick. It's really going to be a test of the old veteran Peyton Manning. Can he come out and have a Manning-esque game one more time? And, of course, we talked about him going out on top. Peyton Manning has not even alluded or said that he's going to retire yet. That's what I think everyone in the country wants him to do if he wins the championship. But
I think when you look at his passes, the zip isn't there anymore, and we can see the decline, and we don't want to watch the greatest be average.
Well, and I would like him to retire because I don't want Peyton Manning to be like a Johnny Unitas, finishing his year as a San Diego Charger.
Joe Namath.
Or Joe Namath, leaving New York and going and finishing his career with the Rams. I want to see, everyone wants to see someone go out on top, but I think Carolina's defense is too strong. I think Cam Newton is the new style quarterback. He is the future of quarterbacks right now. And it's really a difference in styles. Like you said, Newton can run the ball. He can throw the ball. He's athletic. He can do it all. Peyton Manning is that prototype pocket passer who stays in the pocket, stays cool and calm under pressure, and makes the big throws with needed. If Newton wins, I think it's showing the evolution of the NFL quarterback and how that's changing. But even though I feel that is what's going to happen, it will be a passing of the torch game. I would love to see Peyton Manning come out and win a Super Bowl, and especially it's Super Bowl 50. It's such a big game to see him win, and I would love to see him retire on top. I don't want him to hang around and get beat up and be like, of course there's so much news today on ESPN talking about Kenny Stabler. Who had all the injuries. And, Peyton has just been, what a Cinderella story it would be. If we could go back 6 weeks ago, and if you would have told me Peyton Manning is going to be quarterbacking the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl, I would have said you're crazy. But he gets them to the Super Bowl. He comes back, 6 weeks ago, the talk was, did Peyton Manning use PEDs? Of course, that story fell apart quick. But now, to see how it's evolved, I would love for him to go out as a winner. But for one, I just hope it's a good game, Mike. And I know everyone in the country, they're looking forward to getting out their chicken wings, eating steaks. We want a good competitive game. But my gut's telling me it's going to be the Carolina Panthers, Mike.
By the way, it was Jonathan Stewart was the running back. Anyway, I say 24-13. I think it could easily be like 38-13 if there's a pick six early on. Peyton Manning on those outs, sometimes that ball just doesn't get there, and these aggressive cornerbacks that they have in Carolina are going to jump those routes. And if they get one, I think it could get ugly early. But I'm going to go with Carolina, no doubt. It's like you say with Peyton Manning. I almost want to see him win the Super Bowl just to even his playoff record at 13-13. Otherwise, he's going to have a losing record for his for his history. I think Cam Newton right now is 2-1.
Yeah.
So either way, the 50th is a big one, and
yeah, Mike, we have our producer saying we need to go to break now. We're almost out of time.
Well, I just want to say it would be a great story if the new guy won the 50th or if the old guy won the 50th.
Yeah, I just hope it's a good game, new versus old. We'll have to see what happens. But when we come back, we're going to talk the NBA. We'll be right back on Sports Talk is McKimmie. It's going to be another record-breaking episode, and we will be right back.